We're in the Good Day Cafe with a superstar. She probably, you know her from the Food Network, the worst cooks in America. She could be seen on. I've seen her, I think, around with Bobby Flay, too, on his show as well every now and then. But, you know, she also is very involved in the community. Culinary Institute of America, CIA, and also Feeding the World. Super Bowl is this Sunday, and she's very involved. In fact, you're leaving for the Super Bowl later today or tomorrow. Anne Burrell, nice to have you here.
Thank you. It's always so good to be here. Yes, I'm leaving tomorrow morning to go to the Super Bowl, and I'm involved with PepsiCo with their game day grub match and my alma mater, the Culinary Institute of America.
I didn't realize you went there as well.
I'm an alumni, and I loved every minute of being a student there. And so PepsiCo and the Culinary Institute got together to do this game day grub match, which it put a task to groups of students to challenge them to make Super Bowl food incorporating as many of the PepsiCo pantry ingredients as they could.
That sounds a little
it was very exciting.
Daunting.
It was. The students were so great, and so they really pushed themselves, and the winners actually get to go to the Super Bowl.
That's a win-win situation.
They get a scholarship, and they get to make their dishes at the Taste of the NFL. So,
and is that what you're doing as well?
Yes.
Taste of the NFL.
Right.
And I know you work for PepsiCo. And so are you using a lot of their products this morning in this recipe?
So I am making one of my recipes, pomegranate braised chicken thighs, and I'm using their naked juice. I mean, it's so delicious. I mean, it's naked juice, and it's pomegranate blueberry.
Which is great. You get the antioxidants.
Right, and it's so tart and delicious and actually so good for you.
All right, so what did you do first? You just sauteed the...
So we browned some chicken thighs. I'm adding the pomegranate blueberry juice, the naked juice, and we kind of reduce it down so it becomes a syrup and really coats the chicken thighs. A little bit of chicken stock, a little splash of red wine vinegar, clearly our good friend salt.
I mean, it's pretty easy, right?
Super cinch and easy, and it winds up so elegant and delicious, and you're like, what? That's just a naked juice in there? Who knew?
All right, so how long do you have to make this simmer down for so that it gets thick?
We cook it until it gets nice and syrupy. It's about 10-15 minutes or so, and it can be, you know, like a sort of a one-pan kind of meal, and then we garnish it with pomegranate seeds, which are beautiful, juicy, and delicious, and clearly so good for you, and some lovely green chives.
And this is the finished product right here. It looks gorgeous. I mean, you know, when you think of Super Bowl food, you think of wings. You think about ripping through the wings,
right?
But this is like the healthy version, I guess.
So we're going to the healthy version, and I mean, I'm a chicken thigh girl, like, you know, the big thunder thighs.
So you like the thighs.
I like the thighs, which are also what I like to say grocery store ingredients. You know, you don't have to search far and wide for this kind of stuff. They're cheap, they're succulent, they're nice and juicy and meaty because it's the dark meat of the chicken. So you get that sort of same sort of almost wing, you know, scratch that itch, but in a much healthier way.
All right, so we got the chicken thighs, and I see you got a little hummus here today because
it's a white bean puree with a little prosciutto and sage, and we have Stacey's pita chips, which is also a PepsiCo ingredient.
Who knew how many ingredients they have?
And like healthy ones. Wow,
this is good. So you're going to be cooking at the Super Bowl, or are you going to actually watch the game?
I'm actually going to watch the game. Yes.
I know there's a lot of parties there. I mean, you can be very distracted.
I don't know anything about parties. I've never gone to a party in my life.
Anyway, I'm always curious about your hair.
It makes me very aerodynamic. So when I'm doing like the competing on Food Network and stuff, I get very fast.
It's good, and like you don't have to worry about putting a hairnet on or anything like that.
I've got my hairspray hairnet. I just
works.
If I feel movement, I know that there's a problem.
I love it. Well, Anne Burrell, nice to have you here. Also, the book is out, Own Your Kitchen. Is this recipe in the book?
Yes, this recipe is in there, and then look for Game Day Grub Match on the internet, gamedaygrubmatch.com, and you can see the recipes that the winners for PepsiCo and the Culinary Institute made.
Very nice. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Do you have a team that you're rooting for?
I am rooting for Denver.
Okay, good luck.
I'm going to just get out there and say it.
All right.